Today I'm actually here outside. I'm going to be meeting up with Michelle Lewis, visibility expert. Michelle Lewis helps launching ladypreneurs with their visibility so that they can get comfortable with their systems, adore their branding, and rock their videos and live streams. She's been featured on Huffington Post, Home Business, and Femme Founder. I want to introduce you to her and share her tips for overcoming rejection.
Michelle!
Hi!
Thank you so much for letting me stop by here and just pick your brain about this big thing of just fear of rejection. Like, we all experience it. And I watched your story on YouTube, and I also follow you. And I just want to like pick your brain. My story, as you know, is like so long and so invisible and so like in a way painful. And I think that a lot of people, when they are able to really figure out how they can help, it's always in a way that they had to go through like all the crap to like get to where they are, right? So for me, I grew up in Los Angeles, California. My dad was in the film business, and so I traveled all over the world with him on different film sets and got the bug of wanting to be an actress. When I was 14, I started my first acting class, and it was with a very well-known...
Oh, that's super young.
Yeah, really young.
Yeah.
It was with a really well-known Hollywood actress, and after like 2 classes, she pulled me aside and said, I just don't think this is for you. Like, you know, you have acne and you're overweight.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I really think that you should choose a different profession.
Oh my
gosh. So of course, to a 14-year-old who's already insecure and has already been bullied, you're
14
just like...
is like probably the worst thing to tell that to anyone.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what I was going through at 14. We all have that. But how did you deal with that?
I was devastated, and every time I went to an agency, that was when Melissa Joan Hart was on the scene, and so they were like, you look too much like her, and so I got like, it was over and over again. I would try out, I also used to be a singer, I'd try out for, you know, different competitions and stuff. It was always no, so it was just like hitting wall after wall after wall.
And it's amazing when you get told stuff like that, especially in a certain culture like acting. It's like normal, and it's very just like straight to the point. There's no like
no sugarcoating.
No sugarcoating. So I mean, as like a young adult, and even as an adult, it's like when you're told something as the truth, it's like you just receive it as the truth.
It permeates your reality. Because you're like, oh, you're my elder, or you're this famous person, like I'm gonna adapt that because it must be true. And I think we have that kind of injury, no matter if that's a famous person or even if it's our own parent.
Oh, totally.
Right? Wherever there's trust, we'll adapt that as our reality. So
whether or not you are pursuing acting, this is something that everyone experiences.
Yes, it's applicable to everything.
Yes. And how did you transform that?
I ended up becoming a stand-in for TV, and there's nothing wrong with being a stand-in. It's an awesome career, but it's funny that like I wanted to be an actress. When I was on, I was standing in on a set, and I was just miserable, right? It wasn't my calling, it wasn't my joy, so it's like, you know, working just toilessly 12 hours a day for a low paycheck was really disheartening. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna write like a TV pilot. I'm just gonna do it, and we're gonna shoot it. Like, I'll bring my dad in, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna pitch it to a network ourselves. And so I wrote it, and we did it, and I starred in it, and so I was starting to feel like, oh my gosh, like it's starting to come together, things are starting to work out, I'm breaking my patterns, and blah, blah, blah. We pitched it to all of these networks, and I'll never forget, I was sitting in the chair for the Disney show I was standing in for, and I got an alert on my phone, and it was Variety magazine saying that my show was shooting the pilot. And I called my dad, and I'm like, Dad, is there something you didn't tell me? And he was like, no, someone took our idea. So all the hard work, all the hours of shooting, all the thousands of dollars, and me finally thinking I had my shot, and someone totally took our idea. It was like I'd go up, and then I'd get slammed down, and I'd go up and get slammed down. So when I finally decided I wanted to leave being a stand-in, I didn't have a backup plan, but I was like, I'm too miserable where I'm at. So I left it and started building my first online course and my first ebook, because I thought, well, I've healed my body naturally, I might as well show other people how to do it.
Yeah.
So then when that friend of mine said to teach video, that's when I started the Company on Camera Challenge, and when I started seeing how women responded to me talking about those darker places, and not just about smiling on camera or what to say, but actually the heart behind building your visibility in an authentic way.
Yeah. Because video is so accessible now to everyone. What are a few things that you can share to really help people out there who are struggling with rejection and wanting to be visible and wanting to do it in video?
Instead of like wasting a lot of time rehearsing or having a teleprompter or having the light perfectly, I would encourage people do the inner work, because the more you do that, then you'll notice every time you go live, every time you make a video, it becomes really easy and effortless. Whatever you show online will reflect your inner work and your inner journey.
Oh, it's so true.
You can look at videos of me from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and be like, oh, and it's not because it doesn't look good or whatever, it's because you can't even really see who I am. So there's a concept that I like to talk about, which is the more you do the inner work, the more you shrink the layers of glass between you and the camera. So like right now, we're using a Sony A7 over here and then JAZMINE's camera here. The more thin a lens is, the clearer the image. So like my husband works in TV and they come out with new lenses all the time, and Nathan's like, the layer of glass is only like this thin, and it's all exciting for them.
And there's those like telescopic ones that have like tons of different layers of glass.
Yes, and so the more issues, traumas, wounds, insecurities you have, the more that glass grows and the fuzzier that image gets. You need to start adjusting your daily habits. And it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be hours and hours, but if you simply, right when you wake up and your eyes are still closed, spend 2 minutes picturing yourself in the future. Picture what you look like, what do you sound like, what are you doing, what does your family look like, how much is in your bank account, what, if you're in an online business, how much is your business growing, can you see the happiness on your customers' faces, just 2 minutes in the morning. And then start developing a daily ritual, which is you time, which can be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour or more. What brings you joy, what makes you feel grounded and relaxed. For me, I need to go to the coffee shop, I need to have my study and read my book to just have that me time. Other people meditate or go on walks or have a long bath or go hiking or whatever. Start bringing the focus here, because we tend to be spazzy, busy bees and getting all this stuff done.
Yeah.
So even just the simple act of providing more time and space for yourself can do wonderful things. What I really focus on is moving from expectation to intention. When we start our business or we're getting on video, it's this huge 1,000-pound weight of these expectations. It has to be perfect, it has to get this many views, it has to make me this much money, it has to be all of these things. So if we can simply step back and go, I always give my best and my best is good enough. Then so much of who you truly are can shine on video.
Yes.
So much of who you truly are when you're writing a social media post is easy and effortless versus like
Yes.
it has to be the perfect thing.
Because that's what we all really want, is that effortless, authentic connection, whether it's the person on the other side reading it or whether it's yourself writing it. Yeah. So getting back to you is what you're sharing, which I love, which is so beautiful. And you're also sharing coming back to purpose, which actually it projects yourself out to those who you serve.
Yes.
So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I always love especially if I'm going to do a live stream, centering on the big why. Do you have a passion for rescuing animals? Do you have a passion for orphans? Do you have a passion for disaster relief? Do you have a passion for organic foods? Like whatever it is, that's the big why. And when you focus on that before you take any action visibly in your business, all of a sudden the message starts to change.
Well, thank you so much. And what is the best way for people watching this to either like go to the next step, learn deeper with you, and connect?
Well, I would love to connect with you guys. You can go to visibilityvixen.com. My Facebook group is The Visible Entrepreneur, and I also have a podcast called Visibility Vixen.
Awesome.
So that'd be so much fun. I would love to have you.
So I'll include all these links below here, but please check out Michelle, Visibility Vixen, and the summit coming up. I'll also include the link below. And thank you again so much for sharing so freely your story.
so inspiring, and also your tips for overcoming rejection and being more visible.
Thank you. It's been so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Wow, that was so helpful and so insightful. Please let me know, is the fear of rejection something that has stopped you from really going after your dreams, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, starting a business or a brand, and just designing the life that you love? We all go through it, and if you share it here, we can really start to grow and build this community of support. If you want to see more videos like this, you gotta subscribe, because I actually make videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. So until the next video, namaste, ashe, that means good vibes, good energy, and peace and blessings to you.